everyone, it's Jennifer Hoffman, and in this little video I want to talk to you about a new process and a new concept that we have to work with now, and that is manifesting from duality. Now, I want to use this rule for those of you in my UK audiences to explain to you the concept, the difference between polarity and duality. So 3D is a polar dimension. We have polar opposites, so okay, this is good, this is bad. And it's also an either or. So we can have this or we can have that, but we can't have both because they're opposite ends of the spectrum. So think about something you want and then you have to give something else up to get it. So if I want pizza for dinner, then I can't have fish, or if I do one thing, then I can't do something else. So this is what polarity is. And it's a very linear process. So when I choose with polarity, I get one choice, it has one outcome, and that's it. Well, what we're going to talk about in this month's Energy Mastery class, and one of the things that opens up in December, is manifesting from duality. What does that mean? Well, dual means two, but in our case, it doesn't mean just two things. It means manifesting from this integrated perspective where we manifest from our human side. So our human side wants something, and our divine side helps us fulfill that process. So what we end up is an and paradigm where we can have both. We can have anything we want, but it gets better. So another problem. And you've seen this before, so this is my little kitchen spatula. So when we manifest from polarity, what we try and do is we have this limited range of options, and we have one option. And then we try and pile everything on top of it. So we have this little space and we just pile things up. I want to be happy. I want to have joy. And we try and make one thing satisfy all of our requirements. So for example, if you're in a relationship and you want that relationship to make you happy, to make you feel fulfilled, to make you feel loved, to make you feel valued, and it's probably a relationship, if you did it in 3D, that is not going to do those things. Partly because you have to do some of those things for yourself. You can't enter a relationship and expect the relationship to make you happy. You have to enter a relationship already happy and already whole and complete, because then you meet someone who is not only whole and complete, but then the relationship doesn't have the burden of trying to fulfill all of you. So you put all of your needs on this tiny little space, because this is a kind of a flat surface, so I can only put so many things on here before things start falling off. But when we manifest from duality, and this is my magic spatula, here's what happens. So now we have not just one choice, we have multiple choices, we have multiple options, because as soon as we invite our divine side, invite spirit into the process, this is what happens. Now we have multiple choices, we have a bigger space to create from, because we are bringing in that spiritual side, and this is manifesting from duality. So it's not I can have this or that, it's I can have this and I can have all of these things too. And one of the ways to do that is to bring in the spiritual side of you and start looking at the options. So I have a choice, so maybe I have a choice to make in my life, and I'm thinking, okay, I have this choice and this is my only option. And when you're looking at it from a 3D perspective, that's true. This is the only thing you see because it's the only thing you know. But as soon as you bring spirit in, spirit comes in and says, okay, you have this choice, but you also have these other options too. So now it's just a matter of choosing the one that you think is best aligned with you. And there's one more thing about this process. So once you choose one of these, maybe you choose this one, you go, yeah, I kind of like that, but maybe I want to choose something else. So you change your mind, because all these options are available to you. It's whatever resonates with you energetically, whatever meets your needs, whatever fulfills you, that you're going to pick. But when you do that, you can't put all of your hopes and dreams on this one thing and go, okay, I chose this, so all these go away, and now I'm only left with this, and too bad for me if I don't like it. That's a very old, it's a 3D concept. It's a very old-fashioned concept. And for those of you who remember when you were little kids and your parents said, okay, you pick one thing, or maybe they made choices for you, and the idea was you better like it because you're stuck with it. So that's why we tend to, limit ourselves and try and put all of our hopes and dreams on one thing, because we just don't think we have other options. But we do. When we start manifesting from our dual selves, so our human and spirit, our divine spiritual human, now we have all these options. And then as soon as we pick an option, then other options come from that too. So we aren't just stuck with this. We actually have the potential to expand any one of these in any way we want, and even expand this. No, I don't have a bigger spatula with like 6 things. But as soon as you decide to allow that spiritual side of you to become part of your choice-making process, it opens up potentials that you didn't even know existed. And then each of those potentials leads to new potentials. So it's constantly unfolding. That's why it's important not to get stuck in a single outcome, and to allow each step to unfold as it can and as it needs to. Because when you do that, then you have all of these different potentials available to you, all these different options available to you, and then each one leads to a bigger and better and more expansive version of itself. And that's manifesting from duality. And in this month's energy class, I'm going to talk to you about how to do that. And we're actually going to go through the process in class so that you have the recording of how to do this, and you can use that process to get these many options from any choice you have to make in your life. So whether the choice is, what job do I take, or do I get a new relationship, or where do I live, or how do I take my next step, or what's in my next step, you can use this process to manifest, to go from having this one choice, and maybe it's the choice you don't even like, to, wow, I have all these choices, and now I can manifest in a far better way, and I can choose from different things. And not only that, but if I don't like this one, then I can go back and I can choose this one, and then I can choose a different version of this one, because now I have an even bigger and better and more expansive view of what's possible for me and what I want in my life. So this is Jennifer Hoffman. I hope you enjoyed the video and the prompts, and I hope you'll join me on the December Energy Mastery Call, a monthly call that I provide for you with tools, tips, and all kinds of different energy exercises to help you manage the month's energy. We're closing out a powerful year of clearing. We're closing out a powerful cycle of clearing. This is we're closing out a 9-year cycle, and this was the 9th year in that 9-year cycle. So 2017 begins a new numerological cycle, and a 1. So we have a whole new beginning. Let's begin it in the best way possible by realizing our choices, allowing ourselves to have an unlimited number of options that allows us to expand our reality in more powerful and wonderful ways. Hope you can join me. Go to enlighteninglife.com/energy mastery. This is Jennifer Hoffman. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.